What's up and what's going on, fellow fanatics, and welcome back to another episode. In this episode, we wanted to talk to you guys about some of the reports out there that Loki might be returning to the wider MCU outside of the Disney Plus shows and back on the big screen. And if that is true, what movie is he going to be showing up in? Could it be Doctor Strange, or could it be the more likely Thor Love and Thunder? Q, if you wouldn't mind reading that article there from the Direct and what they had to say about the German voice actor and what he was saying about what he was doing for Loki.
German voice actor Peter Lonzek, who dubs the German voice for Tom Hiddleston's Loki in the MCU, teased that Loki may be close to returning to the big screen in the near future. As discovered by Murphy's Multiverse, Lonzek shared in a TikTok video that he is currently working on a new Marvel film that he can't say anything about. There is a new Marvel film that I am currently working on that I am not allowed to talk about, is a direct quote from Lonzek himself. Lonzek has been Hiddleston's German voice actor since Loki's MCU debut in 2011's Thor all the way through the last year's Loki series.
If he is doing anything, it is definitely got to be something here, I'd imagine, soon. I know there are some people saying that they don't believe Loki may be in Doctor Strange 2. I don't know if I believe that Loki's not going to be in Doctor Strange 2.
I mean, the connections are there as far as the TVA, him fucking around in the multiverse a lot.
There's a lot of room for Loki.
And anytime there's multiverse fuckery, the god of trickery comes on. I mean, it just makes sense that way.
My thing is always with Doctor Strange, I think Loki's going to be in it simply because I think he's going to be on the Illuminati, and I think he's just going to voice whatever variant of Loki is going to be on that Illuminati.
I don't think Loki's going to be on the Illuminati.
I think a variant of him is.
You're going to get Loki, you're going to get Loki tied down like that? I don't think so.
I don't think there's a variant of Loki that could be trusted enough.
Okay, that's Q's hot take for this video.
That is a hot
well, but I mean, it would also make
choice.
sense. You can't say, so we can sit here and say, Multiverse of Madness, everyone's a Multiverse of Madness, and again, the connections to the TVA and what's going on in the multiverse. But it is also very likely, I mean, there's a new Thor movie coming out, that's his brother. We're also dealing with Gore the God Butcher. Loki is a god. That lines up very well as well.
I mean, it's not as if we left Loki a dummy in the last episode of his show. I mean, he knows the inner workings of the TVA at this point. They obviously think he's an analyst. They don't know who he is. So it's not as if he couldn't pretend to be an analyst and go wherever the fuck he wants to go.
Right.
One of the temp pads.
Right.
I mean, we didn't leave him in a place where he's Loki when he first got to the TVA wondering, what is this place? He knows exactly where he is. He knows exactly what's going on.
And no one knows who he is. Right.
Yeah, no one. It's not as if either movie are unrealistic for him to pop up in. I mean, he could pop up in either one of them.
But also, he would sort of be the Silver Surfer to the approach of Thanos. I guess it'd be Hulk in the MCU approach to Thanos. That he's the first one to figure out about Kang.
Right.
So he could be going to tell his brother.
Oh, and that is so true.
He could be going to tell.
I like that theory.
But another thing the thing that comes from this to me is here's a movie that no one's going to think he's in, and I'm not saying he's going to be in this movie. But where is Kang showing up that we know about for sure?
Quantum Mania. I was going to say that too.
He could show up in Quantum Mania for that sole fact of him popping up being like, fuck, Kang, guys. I mean, at this point, Loki is, because this is also a much more, I mean, Loki's been through some shit here, right? He really has. He's learned what his brother did for him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he
knows, bro.
He
and that's what I love about that. I love that in that when Loki died and when Thanos killed him, he had progressed and grown so much as a character. Then when he took the Tesseract back and then bleeped himself to wherever the fuck, he was the Loki from 2012 that was still bent on taking over New York.
He was Hulk just smashed the fuck out of him.
Yeah, and now everything that he's gone through, he, like you just said, he watched his mother die. He watched himself lose to the Avengers. He watched his father die. He watched himself die. He grew even more to me in that season than he did over the movies up until Infinity War. With Sylvie, the relationship there between those two.
He was forced to literally deal with himself.
Yes. I mean, you see that growth even in the episode where all the Lokis are in it.
Especially that.
How different he was.
Yeah.
He's grown, and I think with that growth comes maturity and comes the understanding that this is bigger than me trying to sit on a throne. This dude is psychotic. He knows everything. He's planned everything. He's scary.
The interesting thing is, where is he going to pop? Where is Loki going to pop up?
I like the theory of him popping up in Thor Love and Thunder because, like you said, who else would he think to go to at this point? I'm going to go to my brother. I'm going to go tell my brother.
He's the only one who will listen to me. Thor will be happy to see Loki.
Thor will probably cry.
Thor's going to be extremely
I hope
happy
Thor
to see
cries.
Loki.
Right. But not only that, I mean, in his mind, he has to think Thor is the only person who will trust me, who will believe me. I'm the god of trickery.
Well, I don't think he will think that Thor will trust him and believe him.
Last week, there were reports that when Taika Waititi was interviewed, he said, "We are not done. We're still critiquing. We're still filming." So that makes sense.
Thor, tell me everything.
There's nothing left. I've said everything for the last 2 years. It's still not finished.
It's not finished? When is it going to be finished?
It comes out in July, so probably the end of June. Probably like a day before the premiere. That's how we do it.
If that is true and he does show up in Thor Love and Thunder, those two reports match up with each other. You know, Taika Waititi saying we're going to be editing and filming up until the premiere date is what he said. So,
well, I can't tell you if...
I like that.
Because Thor Love and Thunder also has a big job in its hand of we're getting Bast, we're getting the female version of Thor. It's doing we're getting Gore the God Butcher. And I would rather have it, Thor Love and Thunder, the events happen within the movie. And then it be, I don't even say post-credits maybe, but towards the end, you have a Loki steps out of something and Thor looks and he's brother blah 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 blah.
Right. You can't because you can't have Loki show up beginning or the middle of the film and then talk about Kang and then you're still dealing with
now we just got to deal with this God Butcher.
That can't tie into the third act.
It be at the end of the
it would have to.
But how beautiful would that be? You just get the shot of Thor's face of Loki. You're alive, and then Loki's like,
he comes through with the temp pad, bro. I'm telling you, like I said, we didn't leave him stupid.
It just makes sense for it to be an end credit scene on Thor, to be honest. Knowing how the MCU does with their foreshadowing the villains, it just makes sense for it to be him coming in with a temp pad.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sylvie pop up here. Where she is, Sylvie knows everything. I think she even realized she probably fucked up when she killed Kang. So you know, there's a lot to still play on there. That's why I said to what you said at the very beginning of this video, to anybody that said the MCU is dead after Endgame, what the fuck?
I'm gonna die surrounded by the biggest idiots in the galaxy.
But see, I like the whole Thor thing. You know, I like him showing up to seeing Thor, but I'm also trying to spin and it's just the fun theorist in my head where I'll come, you know, it's the dumb ideas that probably won't happen. But I also just like to think that Loki's also, he's very unpredictable, right? So the predictable thing is go to Thor. But I would maybe even like to see, let's say Kang is going after Ant-Man for a very specific reason because he's fucking around in the Quantumverse, right? And that is where Loki first shows up.
Could be.
That is where... And no, I'm still more thinking the Thor thing will happen. That's logical. But I'm just saying if Kang's next move is going to be in Quantum Mania... Would it not make sense for Loki to be like, I gotta stop this somehow?
Could it make sense for Loki to even show up in Doctor Strange? Like you said, unpredictable, go ask Doctor Strange for help, knowing what he does, knowing maybe, I don't know, just that, and then that's how we get into Doctor Strange starts building his Illuminati roster, because we
You're still on this Loki on the Illuminati thing.
No, Doctor Strange is building his.
Oh,
we know that he's not going to be part of, because, so maybe Loki goes and reminds Doctor Strange that, hey, you're going to need your own...
I don't think so.
I don't
personally.
know.
There's just too much going on.
And then you have to think of the last interaction that Loki had with Strange. The last interaction with Strange that he had was him falling for 30 minutes, and he called Strange a half-rate wizard. So I don't even think he thinks too highly of Strange.
Especially when Strange is losing to himself and other variants and everything's going... I think he's going to stay far the fuck away from Wanda. Because that's the thing, Loki, because I'm not even sitting here saying he's going to go in...
Loki doesn't know Strange.
Oh, you're damn right.
I mean, no.
They've never met.
No, he's right.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Loki is not a hero in the sense of, you know, that's why I even mentioned where Kang's going. He's not just going to show up and be like, I'm going to stop you, Kang. That is not what Loki does.
This version of Loki is trying to be.
I still don't think that's his methodology. It would be a total departure from even the character we left off with at the end of Loki. I think his methodology is much more... That's where I would default to. Let's go talk to Thor and have him handle
Okay,
this.
yes. I definitely think he's going to go get help. I think he's going to be involved, though, in taking it down.
Yeah, but I think he's more... I'm just saying...
Taking Kane down.
I don't think he is the guy that stands in front of the train to stop it and save the girl. I think
I think that his character has changed greatly.
I would
This
agree with that,
article,
but I'm
and
going
it
to go
happens.
back to the Loki series where he said to Sylvie, I think we're stronger than what we realize.
Yes.
And he saw the sacrifice that classic Loki made for them to subdue Elias. I wouldn't necessarily say that he won't do that because Loki's learned things
I'm not
from
saying
himself.
that. I'm not saying that he won't sacrifice himself. That's not because you're talking about a hero sacrifice.
You did say that.
No, what I'm talking about. No,
You
no,
did
I
say
did not.
that.
What I'm saying is he is not the type to just walk up to a villain and be like, "I'm going to fight you right now." His methodology and approach is much more manipulative and sleight of hand.
Sure.
Versus, and what I meant by the train thing wasn't die for someone. It was the I'm a superhero, I'll stop the train. No, he'll find a way to switch the gears real sneaky like. That's Loki's style. He will not straight up confront Kang by himself. That is not gonna fucking happen.
Well, no.
What he's gonna do is go find Thor because Thor can confront by himself.
Yeah, for sure. With all these reports, with the German voice actor Peter Lonzek saying what he's saying about doing these projects, but he can't speak about them, what do you guys think? When do you think that we're going to see Loki again outside of Loki Season 2? Is it going to be in Doctor Strange 2? Is it going to be in Quantum Mania? Is it going to be in Thor Love and Thunder? Let us know down below what you think about all these rumors. Share with your friends. Like, subscribe, and we will see you guys
I'm talking to you!
in the next video.